In this video, I will show you how to use one of Apple's best features that I don't hear talked about much, and that is Hide My Email. And because of Apple's integrated ecosystem, it is available on all your Apple devices. This feature has already helped me stop spam messages from coming into my inbox. It allows me to kill off an email address and poof, all spam messages associated with that email account are gone, and it doesn't even affect my main email address. So what is Hide My Email? It is the younger sibling to sign in with Apple, but it has a different use case. How many sites do you visit where you want to view a document or download a one-off file from a site, but you really don't want to visit them again? But in order to interact with the site, you need to provide them with an email address. And of course, once you do, your inbox gets filled with emails. Not only from that site, but from whatever other site they sold it to. You can click unsubscribe all you want, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So I'm also tired of legitimate sites that I do want to have a relationship with selling my email, which results in getting a boatload of unwanted messages. And yes, they do that. I signed up at one site that I will not name here, and I had a typo in my name. And a few weeks later, I began seeing spam email addressing me with that same misspelled name. It is frustrating when half of your inbox has messages that you do not want. Hide My Email takes care of all that, and I love this feature. So this feature works with macOS, iOS, and iPadOS and is baked into the Safari browser. You also need to have iCloud Plus to use this feature, and if you have anything other than the default 5 GB plan, you do have iCloud Plus. You can use this feature with other browsers regardless of the platform like Windows, Linux, Chromebook, etc., but it requires a manual step to use it. And as you'll see in a little bit, the user interface for this is a little bit buried in both Mac and iPhone, but it would be nice if in the future they move the interface to its own dedicated app that you can keep on your taskbar for quick access. Okay, so let's first do a demo on how you would use it, and then I will go into the actual UI for both Mac and iOS to show you how to manage it. Okay, so let's show you how Hide My Email works. Now, I just happened to pick Ali Abdaal's page. I have his newsletter, I like it. No spam from him ever, but just picked them as a demo. All right, so if you go to where it says email address and you click on it, in Safari, you will see automatically a pop-up that shows up. And of course, you have the email addresses here that I'm of course hiding. But these are your main email addresses that you can use to fill in. Does the autofill? And here's the button here that says Hide My Email. Clicking on this, so you get this little pop-up that has the unique email address that it created, and it shows you where it's going to forward it to. And here it has a label that it automatically adds and you can't edit. And here you can have a note, and I would highly recommend you put something in the note. It lets you remember where the site and why you signed up to it. And you could theoretically use the same email address for multiple sites. Nothing prevents you from copying and pasting this somewhere else, so you want to have a note of where this goes. iCloud settings is the same settings we're going to see now, but it actually launches in a web browser. I'm not quite sure why this button in here. And of course, to use and cancel, we'll just say use. And once you hit subscribe, you can use this as normal and it will forward everything to your main email address. Now, I won't do this here because I'm already subscribed, but it is in the system now, and I will show you where this exists. Now, if you go to System Preferences and you go to Apple ID, and you'll see it here, it says Hide My Email, and you just click on Options. That's what I meant when I said this setting is kind of buried, and it would have been nice if they had like an extra option for that. Now on the left side here, you have everything you have ever used with not only Hide My Email, but with actually sign in with Apple. That's why this is a little bit confusing, and they need to just address it a little bit and separate it out. So if you see something here that says Manage Settings, that means you've used sign in with Apple. And if you hit Manage Settings, you will see the sign in information for this particular site. And you can turn it off, so that means you don't get any forwarded emails anymore, or you can stop using your Apple ID to log into the site. So this is a separate than Hide My Email. May do a separate video on that, so you can leave there. So for Hide My Email sites, like the one we just created here for Ali Abdaal, you'll see you have the same settings. You can see the actual email that you've used. It shows you the forwarding address, and it gives you that label. Now this is here, you can actually edit this label. You can change it to something else. I'm not sure why it doesn't allow you on the pop-up, but you can change it here to something else. You can just take this out and it will use it. You can obviously edit the note. So if you start getting spam emails coming to this address, you know that this thing has been sold and it's going to get annoying. So you can just as easily just go here, deactivate email, deactivate, And now any emails that are coming to this site will be gone. But crucially, if you want to, you can go right back here to inactive addresses, and you can find it here, and you can reactivate it if you choose to, or you can permanently delete it. Okay? So now that we're back here, I will show you some other settings. You can also change your forwarding address. So if you have in your Apple ID, if you have multiple email addresses, I have 2 here and you can add more. You can choose to pick one of the other email addresses you want this thing forwarded to. And also on the note settings, I obviously didn't add a note to this one, but you can say something Ali. But if you want to copy that email address, you can use it somewhere else. Let's say you want to use this on The Hustle as well. So you can copy this, and then you can have a note saying, hey, I've used this in these 2 sites. And you can obviously just copy here and use it. Now, if you don't have a Safari browser or you want to use Chrome or Firefox or one of the other ones, the way to do it is you'd have to go into here and you can create this little plus sign and you can manually create something. You can label this to whatever you want. Let's say Ali site again, put the optional note, put something here, and you say continue. And now you have a new email address that you can use anywhere else. And you just say copy address and done. So now I will show you the settings from the iOS perspective, and this is a little bit more convenient if you're a Windows user or if you don't have access to your Mac and you want to get to hide my email and you want to create a temporary email somewhere else. So basically you go into your settings and you click on your name and then you go to iCloud, and right below that you see there it is, hide my email. And once the screen opens up, so once you go in here, you have basically the same user interface as we saw on the Mac side. You see the list of all the ones you do, and of course it has the sign in with Apple along with the hide my email. And you see there it is, Ali Abdaal ones that we created earlier. And you see I created all in The Hustle. I can do the same thing here. I can deactivate it. I can do the same thing. I can go to the bottom and look at the inactive ones, and I can select an inactive one, and I can go in here and I can delete that one as well. I can change my forwarding address and create a new one as we did earlier. Just have to type a label here, and once you hit the next, it automatically created it and you can copy it and use it the same way. And you can also use this with Safari baked in. So let's go to Safari real quick. Now we're back into Safari, and if you see here, I have Ali's site up again. I'll just refresh it just to be sure. And if I go and select his email address, as you notice here, I have the option for hide my email. So if I click on hide my email, I get the same thing. I get a new generated email since I deleted it before showing you the demo in the iOS Safari. And I can do the same thing here, make a note and just hit use, and all of a sudden this new email has been created and it's into my list. So I don't have to use my actual real email that I don't want people to know about. So that is what is fantastic about this feature. So I have been a Windows user for close to like 35 years now, and I never thought I would be a Mac user. But once I started using it, I fell in love with the speed and efficiency of the Apple ecosystem. If you are a Windows user considering switching to the Mac, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. I will be doing tutorials on all the awesome features that make the Mac so much more efficient than Windows, along with reviews of tech gadgets and gear. So backing up your documents is more important than ever now that our lives are digital. Most people's backup strategy though involves using externals that they keep at home, or storing them online without encryption. That is asking for trouble. Watch this video here to learn how to best backup online without fear of someone hacking your files. Thanks for watching.